Today, only few companies don't do business internationally, and companies doing business globally are not new. DuPont started doing business in China since 1863, and Ford Motor Company set up its first overseas sales branch in France in 1908. However, there's not a generally accepted approach to describe the different types of international companies. Different authors call them different things. Here, we use terms multinational, multi-domestic, global, and transnational. A multinational corporation is any type of international company that maintains operations in multiple countries. One type of multinational corporation is a multi-domestic corporation, which decentralizes management and other decisions to the local country. This type of globalization reflects the polycentric attitude. A multi-domestic corporation doesn't attempt to replicate its domestic success by managing foreign operations from its home country. Instead, local employees typically are hired to manage the business, and marketing strategies are tailored to that country's unique characteristics. Another type of MNC is a global company, which centralizes its management and other decisions in the home country. This approach to globalization reflects the ethnocentric attitude. Global companies treat the world market as an integrated whole and focus on the need for global efficiency and cost savings. Although these companies may have considerable global holdings, management decisions with company-wide implications are made from the headquarters in the home country. Other companies use an agreement that eliminates artificial geographical barriers. This type of MNC is often called a transnational or borderless organization and reflects a geocentric attitude. For example, IBM dropped its organizational structure based on country and reorganized into industry groups. Ford Motor Company is pursuing what it calls the One Ford concept as it integrates its operations around the world. The photo shows China's Lenovo CEO and Japan's NEC president formed a strategic alliance to create a new joint venture called NEC Lenovo Japan Group to sell personal computers in Japan. The joint venture gives the two electronics firms the opportunity to expand their business in Japan, the third largest PC market in the world. So the next question is, how organizations go international? When organizations do go international, they often use different approaches. Managers who want to get into a global market with minimum investment may start with global sourcing, which is also called global outsourcing, which is purchasing materials or labor from around the world wherever it is cheapest. The goal takes advantage of lower costs in order to be more competitive. Although global sourcing may be the first step in going international for many companies, they often continue to use this approach because of the competitive advantages it offers. Each successive stage of going international beyond global sourcing, however, requires more investment and thus entails more risk for the organization. The chart shows a vertical arrow labeled Global Investment pointing upward. The start and end points of the arrow are labeled Minimum and Significant respectively. The chart shows the various stages of going global along the length of the arrow. The stages from bottom to the top are as follows. global sourcing, exporting and importing, licensing, franchising, strategic alliance, joint venture, foreign subsidiary. The next step in going international may involve exporting the organization's products to other countries, that is, making products domestically and selling them abroad. In addition, an organization might do importing, which involves acquiring products made abroad and selling them domestically. Both usually entail minimum investment and risk, which is why many small businesses often use these approaches to doing business globally. Managers also might use licensing or franchising, which are similar approaches involving one organization giving another organization the right to use its brand name, technology, or product specifications in return for a lump sum payment or a fee usually based on sales. The only difference is that licensing is primarily used by manufacturing organizations that make or sell another company's products, and franchising is primarily used by service organizations that want to use another company's name and operating methods. When an organization has been doing business internationally for a while and has gained experience in international markets, managers may decide to make more of a direct foreign investment. One way to increase investment is through a strategic alliance, which is between an organization and a foreign company partner or partners in which both share resources and knowledge in developing new products or building production facilities. For example, Honda Motor and General Electric teamed up to produce a new jet engine, a specific type of strategic alliance in which the partners form a separate, independent organization for some business purpose is called a joint venture. For example, British automaker Land Rover and Chinese automaker Chery created a joint venture which aims to combine the experience of Britain's luxury vehicle manufacturer with Chery's deep understanding of the Chinese markets and customer preferences. These partnerships provide a relatively easy way for companies to compete globally. Finally, managers may choose to directly invest in a foreign country by setting up a foreign subsidiary as a separate and independent facility or office. This subsidiary can be managed as a multi-domestic organization or as a global organization. As you can probably guess, this arrangement involves the greatest commitment of resources and poses the greatest amount of risk. For instance, Fuyao Glass Industry Group, which shot to fame recently thanks to the popular documentary American Factory. In 2014, Fuyao bought the logo of GM's Morgan production line in Ohio and transformed it into the first position of the Chinese glass giant in the United States in about a year, and now it has become a long way from its founding as a countryside plant 3 decades ago to dominate a quarter of the global car glass market. So that's all of this session. Thank you.